All right, today we're going to talk about some big changes to one of the biggest affiliate programs that I've ever been a part of. We're going to revisit Legendary Marketer, which we did just a couple episodes ago. And we're going to start there today. We're going to talk about some major changes going on. And the reason this is important is not to bash Legendary Marketer. Both Andre and I have had great experiences with them and their programs and their education. We've had great experiences with Dave Sharp, the CEO, and their team of BPAs and even people who exist inside that company beyond that. That's how we met in person when we were invited to speak at their mastermind. So we are not here to jump on the buzz in order to promote ourselves. But since we've had such a great experience about or with them, we want to kind of continue to further the conversation today, because a lot of our audience has either been in Legendary Marketer, is currently with Legendary Marketer, or maybe considering joining them in the future. So I think that's where we're going to start today, right, Andre? Some big changes going on over there.
Yeah, and they're huge changes. I mean, they completely did a bunch of updates, and I think it's good for the company, like they have to watch out for themselves because especially with, the previous episode that we did about the legendary marketer being on NBC News, there's a lot of noise right now out there. But then also affiliates are making a lot of noise as well, you get me, because of these changes. Usually when changes happen, not everybody likes changes. People are used to, sticking to their routine and then doing everything the same basically almost every day. But then when something changes, and then that's when things start to happen, you start thinking about, the bad, the negative of it. But you might as well forget about the positive as well, because not every change is negative. It could also be great for other people, other marketers.
Yeah, I actually left a post in the Legendary Marketer Affiliates Facebook group the other day because I just wanted to provide some level-headed insight, because when change happens, people start to panic and tend to get all crazy. And when people at the top do that, guess what? It trickles down. Because if you see some of the top affiliates changing or jumping ship because of change, then it really sets the standard and says, okay, this must be time to get out, right? Let's get out before the whole thing burns down. And I left that post because I don't think it's burning down. I think the change is a little bit dramatic. Not that they're being dramatic, but it's significant, I guess is what I should say. But I think the reason is they're looking towards the future. They want to keep Legendary Marketer as an existing marketing education opportunity in the market. And I commend Dave and the Legendary Marketer team for that, because I've been in this business for 12 years and I see what the big boys typically do. If something starts to go sideways with an offer, guess what? They cut bait and start a new offer. And that's exactly what I said. That would probably be easier, but I really commend Dave for sticking with it. So before we jump into kind of the controversy and all the gossip and all the fun stuff that we're going to talk about today with regards to people jumping ship and new offers and what's going on, I just want to go ahead and share this blog post. And I believe it's a public blog post. It's not gated or anything like that. Just to kind of give everybody a backstory of what's going on with Legendary Marketer is they are revamping their affiliate program. I think that's the biggest change going forward. And I'll just kind of summarize this. Basically, they are taking no new affiliates right now. At the time of recording, I don't know when this is going to change. It's April 9th, 2024. At the time of recording, they are not taking new affiliates, and they are going to bring in a third party to review new affiliates and existing affiliates going forward in order to make sure that everybody is aware of compliance policies and issues and what needs to be done as a marketer to stay compliant. Starting with folks who have not had any activity in 90 days or more as an affiliate with Legendary Marketer. What does it say, Andre? It looks like they will be the first to be reviewed. We will begin with
Yeah, I
accounts.
think if they haven't had activity for 90 days, I think they are already get closed down, I think. So I don't know if they
Yeah,
get review. I think they close those accounts, no?
I don't know. That's what I originally thought. But as I'm reading this, that moving forward, all affiliates under our new program will need to apply and undergo a thorough review process, which will be done in coordination with a third party legal and compliance experts to ensure all activities are aligned with our values and expectations. This will include a thorough review of social media accounts, funnels, and overall marketing practices. There will also be additional steps placed to ensure all affiliates actually complete our compliance training and agree to adhere to the policies set in place by the legal team. And then they say in bold, we will begin with accounts that have not had any activity for 90 days or more. With active accounts, there will be overlap and rankings of commissions will not be effective. So it sounds like to me, someone like you, I don't know, I'm sure you've made sales within the last 90 days. I know I made a sale yesterday, even though I'm not quite sure where it came from, just systems that have been in place for a while. We're going to be kind of put on the back burner for a little bit while they kind of dive into some of those old accounts to see what needs to be deactivated first, maybe, is kind of how I take that.
Gotcha. So they're gonna look at people that haven't gotten any activity basically in the
Mm-hmm.
last 90 days. So they're gonna start with those people. They're gonna clean house basically. But regardless of that, for the new affiliate program that they're gonna launch, even if you have an active affiliate account, you still need to reapply for the new program. So that's really important to know. Just because you have an active account right now doesn't mean that you're gonna be accepted on the new affiliate program.
Yep, that's the way I see it as well. If you have a current active affiliate account, we're still good to go. You could still use it, but they are
Mhm.
going to relaunch a new affiliate program. And it says right here, at which time you will need to reapply.
Yep.
So, regardless of who you are in the future, I assume the near future, you will have to go through a reapplication process to maintain
And
your affiliate status with them.
exactly. And it says right there on top, to address this, we are restructuring our affiliate program to be more exclusive. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is really smart, and I like how they're doing that. They're making it more exclusive because if you're an affiliate marketer and you try to join other well-known brands, they don't take everybody. You get me? You most likely will not get accepted if you want to promote Yeti affiliate program, right? They have to actually investigate and they probably have a compliance team that they check out your name, they check out your accounts, and if you already have a funnel ready to promote, for example, Yeti, then they might, take a look at it and they might accept you. But every other affiliate program from well-known brands, they usually have an exclusivity type of affiliate program. Not everybody can do it.
Yeah, generally they require at the very least some sort of social media presence. But thinking back over my 12 years, they really require a website that they can take a look at as well, whether
Mm-hmm.
that be a blog or a funnel or what have you. I don't think it matters. And I think that's an important point to really dive into. What does that mean, right? I don't think Legendary Marketer did anything completely out of line over the last, 6 months that brought about all these changes. Maybe some of the affiliates promoting them did. I don't really have enough information to say one way or the other. But really what's going on here, in my opinion, from an outsider looking in, is that now they're getting to the point where their revenue is being looked at, meaning they have crossed a threshold where now they're a significant company. And just like the significant companies like the Yetis, like the Sephora's, who have compliance departments, they're to the sales threshold where, hey, guess what? People are going to be looking, and they better get their compliance team in order. And the best way to do that, I think, is to use an independent third party, so you can kind of pass the not the blame, but the pressure and the onus on them, right?
Yeah, because they always had a compliance team. You get me? There's people always actively checking out errors, and most of affiliates are probably getting hit by a warning, from them. I myself have gotten one. I think you have gotten one. I'm not really sure, Brian, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just what they do. They have this system set in order for them to keep growing as a company, and that's smart. Also, what people think the changes is not great for legendary market. At least these changes, just you gotta think about it like this. They've made changes throughout the years in order to make it this far. So then they're gonna keep making changes in order to for them to be the number one educational online business program out there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's the thing. We've been with them for a little while, and I've certainly known about them since at least 2018, even though I didn't start promoting them back then. And that's exactly right. I mean, they've gone through all kinds of changes. There was a point when their 15-day challenge was free, and then it was $7. And they used to have there all kinds of changes have gone on. You had to meet with an advisor. You didn't have to meet with an advisor. You had to go through the challenge to become an affiliate. You didn't, like these are changes that have happened. It's just now they're so big and there's so much noise surrounding it that any tiny little change or any shift just completely shoots the wheels off as far as the market perception. Because let's be honest, this is a business model that has attracted a lot of first time entrepreneurs, and first time entrepreneurs tend to panic. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I can tell you from experience, the only thing constant in this business is change, right? If you're going to be in this business and you're going to take it seriously, I saw someone who was a little upset because of the video sales letter change or what have you that they put on the front page where affiliates send their links is a little bit different now. Oh, I got to rewrite my ebook or something. It's like, yeah, you know how many email sequences I've had to rewrite? You know how many, it's just the way it goes. You're always changing, you're always adapting, you're always modifying to keep everything congruent. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a little taste of what happens in this business. Websites go down, code changes. Sometimes ClickFunnels will launch a 2.0 and just,
Hmm.
just got to throw a wrench in everything. It's just part of the business. And
I mean, as long as we don't get like a 404 error, we're good.
yeah, as long as we can still collect emails and forward them on with our affiliate links, we're good to go. But that's it. If they didn't change, they would die. It's that simple. And I think their change going forward really does present a big opportunity because they are going to differentiate themselves from the biz app, buy this, sell this, which has become through not necessarily their own fault, but maybe through the fault of some of the affiliates messaging, where they can be the destination where, hey, if you really want education, right? If you really want to learn how to do digital marketing, if you want to learn how to write copy, if you want to learn how to run ads, if you want to learn how to test campaigns, this is going to be your go-to spot. And it's going to reduce some of the buy this, sell this stuff that's in the market. And I think that over time will actually make it easier to promote because you just
Yeah.
shift who you're trying to attract, right? As marketers, we focus on our target market. Who do we want to attract? Well, we want to attract someone who's going to be a good fit for the offer. And the way I see Legendary Marketer changing, the people who are going to be a good fit for the future offer, at least the messaging of the future offer, are the people who are ready to invest $2,500 because they already have a business or they're dead serious about promoting their product or some other product. And they understand they want the best education. And I think sales will actually become easier with less friction because of the target market that's going to be an ideal fit for them.
Yeah. Now let's look at it as the customer experience right at this second. This will lead up to our next topic, because why do we know about Legendary? Because of the affiliates, right? So now all these affiliates that were promoting Legendary, they have changed their offer right now. So they're not promoting Legendary, of course, anymore. But then what about those people that these top affiliates have been bringing in every single day up to this point? You get me? Like, what's gonna happen with those customers? Are they gonna be feeling frustrated because everything's happening right now? Are they gonna feel frustrated because that person that brought them in is not even promoting them anymore? You get me? Because they have some type of uh, expectations. Because if you see that person making this much money promoting this product, I kind of want to do the same thing and follow their path. But now it just kind of seems like they're just stuck.
Yeah, that is an interesting situation because let's be honest, the education is still there, but the expectations are completely different. You're 100% right. I would imagine that a lot of people who were brought in by these top affiliates um, probably had the expectation of, okay, this is what I need to buy so I can promote it, learn how to
Mhm.
promote it, and turn around and do exactly what my mentor or my idol or my leader has been doing. And now my leader is no longer doing that thing anymore. So it's weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. I mean, what are they gonna do, right? I mean, are they gonna buy the new product that they're promoting? So that's where I'm thinking. But at the same time, if you are one of those customers that just went in, just know that the education is still there. The education is worth all the money that you have invested, But as of right now, you won't be able to make money the way that those people were making money just because of the affiliate program.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. You can go into Legendary Marketer, take the education, and then turn around and, hey, find the current hot offer. You know what I mean? If you liked the buzz that was surrounding it, if you had an idea that the buzz was part of the magic of why people were seeing such success with this program, then guess what? People aren't going to want to stop making money. People aren't going to want to stop changing their lives. So they will look for a solution, whether that's Legendary Marketer or something else. You have the opportunity as a marketer to take the education that's inside Legendary Marketer and promote anything. I promise you, it's pretty much all the same. The only thing you lost with Legendary Marketer is A, the ability to become an affiliate currently, and B, the buzz. Let's be honest. This has been detrimental to the buzz that was in the market.
Yeah, exactly. So now let's talk about, the affiliates now. What are they doing? Are they still promoting the regular challenge or they're promoting something else now? Because there's
Yeah,
been a
it's
lot of a lot of movement.
there has yeah, movement. Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. There has been a lot of movement. I'm not surprised, but maybe a little bit shocked, I guess, because the speed of at which the top affiliates or some of the top affiliates have completely just jumped ship is not necessarily alarming because I'm sure, let's be honest, anyone who is a top affiliate for Legendary Marketer and made the decision to switch, it must have been a hard decision. I mean, it's never easy to shut down something that is making five, 10, $15,000 a day. So the fact that they felt compelled to shift um, so quickly, is what shocks me a little bit. But yeah, we've seen some top affiliates move over to the master resale rights game, correct?
Yeah, the new course, oh, it's not new. It's called the DWA, Digital Wealth Academy,
Mm-hmm.
which is the MRR course that I've been talking for a while because they also have the Spanish version of it. So that's the one that I've been talking. Not really much about roadmap because I know you've done roadmap before. I started with DWA. I bought it just to check it out, see what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
right? But yeah, I think it's a good course. It's a great opportunity. It's a great course. It's a great digital marketing course. It has in different languages, in English. They have different communities, so it's great. But it almost seems just how you said about how fast people changed. It almost or shifted. It almost seemed like they were cooking it for a while. You get me? It almost seems like they were already like looking for other things to do. It didn't just happen like overnight because it seems like it did happen overnight. But at the same time, I just feel like somebody was brewing in the background. You get me? Like
Yeah.
something.
I saw this meme the other day. It said something like women don't cheat, but I guarantee they got the next guy in mind already. It's like that's kind of what it looks like here, doesn't it? Like they've
A
been
little
thinking
bit,
about it
yeah.
and they just needed the final push to shift them over.
Exactly. They were waiting for like that like just how you said it, the final push to jump ship, you know? Usually
Yeah.
people wait till the last second to jump ship and then, they don't get any blame, right? Their hands are
Yeah,
tied.
exactly, exactly. Maybe it's just the perfect opportunity. And I don't know. I don't follow these top affiliates very closely. They come across my feed from time to time because obviously I'm in the algorithms for digital marketers and affiliate marketers. And they also create content at a pretty good clip and they get a lot of views. So every now and then they come across my feed. And I don't know, there could be a situation where maybe social media growth from the reels and the TikTok perspectives is slowing. You know what I mean? And I think it is because we had a strong push, obviously, with 2020, 2021 with TikTok. Then Facebook and Instagram came out with their reels, and traffic was probably as easy as it had ever been. And obviously, as the market gets flooded with new creators and there's more supply, then it becomes a little bit more competitive. So the point is, these top affiliates have this huge built-in audience through their email list and through their social media feeds. And if they do see growth start to slow down, then the next best path for them is to from a marketing perspective, extract as much money out of the current audience rather than continue to focus on growth. So what's the easiest way to do that? A new opportunity, especially when it's more inexpensive, right? It becomes a downsell at this point. And that's, I think, kind of a warning that we're going to issue to our audience here today, correct?
Yeah, so kind of like a warning, we always try to say things how we like or how we think, you get me? So you're gonna see a bunch of the shift. First of all, you're probably already saw it, and then you're gonna see all these top affiliates make a lot of money with this new opportunity, right? But as a beginner expectation, you won't see those numbers at all because you're barely starting your business. Something that you have to realize is that these people, they already have huge email lists. They have a huge following. They do something amazing, which is they treat their Instagram like a community, right? Some people treat their Instagram like a transaction, but these top affiliates, they treat it like a community. So they've been following them for a long time, and they see when they change products or when they have a new offer or a new bundle. And that's why they are able to attract so much success from the beginning of switching their main offer, basically. And you're going to see those emails, it's only been a week and I made $27,000. It's only been 2 days and I already made $10,000. You will see those emails because it's true. They're promoting the income claims, I guess you can say, like the things that are making them to sell, but just realize that it's because they already have an audience. They have a huge email list. They already learned the skills that they needed to get to the point. But as a beginner, it's probably gonna be difficult to see those same results.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to kind of expand on this a little bit. But if you're listening to this and you are a beginner, I know at least one place I want to go in this episode is I want to kind of share what's going on in the market and how you still can succeed as a beginner. But you're absolutely right, Andre. The reality of the situation is when you see someone say, "Hey, I switched to this offer or I switched to this product and I made $26,000 in 7 days." That sounds like a lot of money. But when you think about it, I mean, $26,000 for a new offer when you have 750,000 followers on Instagram and who knows how many people on your list, that's not really outpacing the market, right?
Yeah.
That's not super efficient. Um, and I'm not dogging on it. I'm just saying, like, you have to be realistic with your expectations. If you come into this game and you have 0 followers, then hey, making $500 in your first month would probably be a more realistic expectation, or $500 in your first week if you pick up a lot of traction, because they are introducing this offer to a huge number of people, and you have to really understand that they've probably been successful and had a growing audience for at least a year.
Yeah.
And for that year, there have been some people who've purchased, but there's also been a majority of the folks who are in their audience, and I'm talking majority like maybe 98%, who've been watching them, consuming them, seeing their success, seeing how their life changed, seeing the vacations they've taken, seeing the houses they bought, but not being willing or able to afford a $2,500 investment into Legendary Marketer. So when they come around with all the trust and in the FOMO that they've built and say, "Hey, guess what? Now here's an opportunity that's just as good, if not better, and it's only $500." Well, you have all these people jumping off the fence like, "I can afford $500." Most people who were considering potentially doing whatever to spend the $2,500, whether it's take out a credit card or save up for a couple months, they probably make more than $500 a week. So all it takes is a payday for them to say, "Hey, now's my chance. I'm jumping in on it." And that's exactly what it is. It's not that they switch this offer and now all the people who've never seen them before are thinking this is great. It's the people who've been following them for 3, 6, 9, 12 months now see an opportunity that they can budget for.
Exactly. I mean, especially as a beginner, you'll probably be lucky if you make your money back on your first month. I think that's difficult to do. Just because, like I said, you didn't learn those skills, you don't have the right type of habits still, like posting every day, staying consistent, learning the funnel, learning the automations. So all of that is difficult in the beginning. So just as the beginner's side of it, just be aware of that. Don't think that those numbers are gonna happen for everybody. But like I said, some of the good things are like they're giving their list different options. You get me? That's
Mhm.
something that I've been doing it since I started, to be honest. Like I have different campaigns. I promote something as my main product, so I always choose a main product. But then after that, I'm able to promote product B, C, or D. You get me? In just different type of strategic campaigns through my email list. But
Yeah,
I like how they're able to like just switch offers, and give the opportunity, because at the end of the day they're giving opportunity to more people to move forward, because like you say, it's a downsell. Not everybody could have spent $2,500, but if they're smart, they could have seen who cannot afford the 2,500 bucks and had already offered this new downsell product in their email list. If they knew how to, like, sequence it, I guess you can say it, or
yeah,
segment it.
segmented, absolutely, because that's what I do with my list. I have a period of time where, obviously I'm giving value and building the connection and nurturing the list, but then there becomes a period of time where I'm selling my high ticket offer. And then after that, I go down to downsells,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the goal here is obviously to help people, because let's be completely honest and crystal clear to anyone listening here. I promise you, if you bought Legendary Marketer, if you buy Roadmap, if you buy DWA, if you speak Spanish and you buy Andre's program, right? They work. They all work. They all give you the foundational principles of marketing, and marketing is pretty much the same no matter what you're promoting. So they all work. But like you said, now they're giving a new opportunity to folks. So that's great, because that's the hardest thing in this business, is getting people started. Because once you start, generally, if you don't give up, you will find success. So everything works. But let's talk about what's happening as a result of this. And I think it is a perfect example of the market becoming fragmented. All right. So I'm going to tell you what that means really quickly, and then how you will deal with this. This is basically the playbook going forward. How do you become successful in 24, 25, and so on? And I can pretty confidently say this because what I'm going to share with you is exactly how it was prior to 2020. So from 2012 to 2020, I was in the game and it was like this. Then in 2020, 2022, 2023, it was a little bit different. And now I firmly believe that 2024 and beyond, it's going to go back to how it was prior to 2020. So what does that mean, right? It means there's nothing to be scared of. We were making plenty of money before 2020. It's just we did it a little bit differently in the TikTok era. And what's happening is the market's becoming fragmented. And what I mean by that is when TikTok first came out and saw this mass adoption, and then Instagram dropped their reels and Facebook dropped their reels and saw mass adoption from marketers, Legendary Marketer was the thing, right? It was the one thing that could change everything, because it was the biggest program. It dominated all the talks. All the marketers were jumping on it, and a lot of them were seeing success. So it was the one thing. So as a consumer or a viewer or an audience member of any marketer promoting this, you're getting constant confirmation from other marketers that, yes, this is the thing. So that makes the buying decision really easy, because people aren't scared to spend $2,500. People just want some assurance that it'll work, that they'll get their investment back. So Legendary Marketer was the one thing, and it was not easy to sell, because it still, believe it or not, takes work to get $2,500 out of someone from the internet, but it was about as easy as it gets. Then shortly after that, Master Resell Rights, Roadmap to Riches comes along. It's a downsell. People jump ship, jump on the trend. New people see success for the first time. Now, Master Resell Rights becomes the one thing, and Roadmap to Riches is the go-to. So it makes it significantly easier to sell than anything else on social media. It's like, cool, this is the one thing now. Well, then UBC and DWA and this, and this, all these other products come out. Now there is no longer one thing. The market is fragmented, because you don't have all the marketers on TikTok promoting the same thing. You don't have all the marketers on Instagram promoting the same thing. So now there's no more one thing. We lose that. So To be successful going forward, you have to become the one thing as the marketer. And what I mean by that is you have to develop an audience that looks at you and says, I don't know what I'm doing, but I trust this person, and this person is you. And the beauty of this is you never have to worry about offers shifting if you go this route. You have to become a leader. And that's the one thing I love saying about this business. Even though we're selling information, we're selling digital products, this is not an information business. This is a leadership business. So you have to figure out how to differentiate yourself in the market and become the one thing where people will raise their hand and say, I'll buy whatever you tell me to buy, Brian, or I'll buy whatever you tell me to buy, Andre. Because when you do that, then you will have buyers for a long time and they will buy from you again and again and again as long as you don't break that trust. And that right there, Andre, is why there are people who've been on my list since 2017, 2018. And the first thing they ever purchased from me was in 2024 because I was their one thing. They consumed my content. They got my free value. They attended my webinars. They went through my free courses. I was the one thing. And it doesn't mean you're going to have to wait 7 years to make a sale because some people buy right away. But when you can get people who buy right away and buy after 3 months and buy after 6 months and buy after 6 years on your list, guess what? You're making a lot of sales. And then your marketing can evolve past the point where it's treating everything like a transaction.
Mm-hmm.
You're building your audience, you're building your reach, you're building your ride or dies, you're building your following. And when they see the right offer for them, whether that's my $2,000 coaching program or my $97 funnel bonus package, when they see the right offer for them, that's when they'll buy. And it's all green money.
Yep. I really like what you said that because you can look at it two different ways. The first way is somebody will eventually buy the offer that they're looking for, you know? So that means that you can have multiple offers that you can offer the people that uh, are in your list or in your audience, right? And then the second way to look at it is the one person, people buy from people, basically. So if you offer somebody something and they purchased, let's say 5 years ago, and that person keeps buying from you every time you switch your offer, that means that they trust and like you so much that they listen to you what you have to offer. So those are the two ways that you can look at it, right? Like you can have multiple offers. Eventually, they're gonna find the one that they want to buy and they will buy, or you have people that they trust you and they like you from the beginning. Because I had people in the past where they follow me, right? I follow from program to program to program to program, and they keep purchasing from me. You get me? So do you get those type of people as well? And it's great because they trust you. People buy from people, so it's like they trust me. They trust that I'm real, basically. That I don't just promote just to promote something, right?
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And that's, if you're a beginner in this space and you're considering buying into something, you have to understand we're not viewing this as, hey, let's see how much we can sell one person. While it is a principle of business, right? Increase the customer lifetime value. The bottom line is you and I both still purchase stuff. We've gotten to the point where we understand that there is value in everything you purchase. So if we're going to purchase it, why wouldn't we recommend it to our audience? Because we're doing the legwork. We're vetting. We're saying, okay, I've seen all the things in the market and I'm going to use my 12 years experience to decide to put my money here. And I think you should do the same thing if you want this.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's great about this online business where you can just have random people purchase from you. And that's why I really liked it from the beginning because I didn't have to actually go out there and sell myself, right? Just creating content. People that don't know you probably will motivate you even more than people that actually need or know you, right? So it's this online digital marketing world is it's changed definitely since, I mean, at least since I started. you know I felt like it was funner back then. You get me? Because it was just new information out there. People were going wild by the information you're giving them. You were blowing their minds. But now I feel like they're more at like more careful, I guess you can say, because there was also a big shift that happened when we were promoting back then. Back then, there was not that many like crypto scams or impersonators. right? When we first started, you we didn't really see that many of those, at least for me. And then when you started getting more traction, more, then they started coming out. I still remember clearly when I first found my first impersonator on Instagram, and I was like, damn, like this is costing me so many sales. And I thought about it back then. I was like, this is gonna cost me so many sales. And fair enough, I saw my income going down just because of this impersonator. So that's something that happened, I guess, a hurdle that I had to hop over when I was being successful with my business. There's always gonna be something that changes, and then you just have to adapt.
Yeah, and here's the thing. So I get DMs weekly from people. Oftentimes I have no idea who they are, and they're just trying to be helpful, and I appreciate it. And they reach out to me and shoot me a DM and say, "Hey, I found this impersonator." And here's the thing. There's two ways to combat this because it is bad, because the trust is really the only thing we have. And as a matter of fact, I have someone in my coaching program who actually got scammed out of $300 by an impersonator who
Mhm.
leveraged my trust to sell them something. And because they trusted me, they purchased. And once they found out it was a scam, then they came to the source and got in the right thing. So they still bought for me or bought into me. So the thing is when I get these messages from people saying, here's another scammer, I always am appreciative and say thank you, but I can't keep up, right? Like I can't get them taken down because it takes forever. I can't get them taken down as fast as they're created. So the better way to combat this is to be authentic and come forth with your brand and build the trust so people automatically know they're trying to sell me into crypto. I bet you that's not Brian. And that is the danger of creating those side hustle videos that were so popular. Is they work and it's nice to get reach, but you have to know when to turn off the tap, so to speak. Because people have to know you and they have to look at you and say, nope, if this person's trying to sell me into a gold trading scheme, I bet you it's not the real Brian. And then that just, it takes them a second to pause and think, and then they do their due diligence and realize, oh, it's Brian with two N's. And then they come
Yeah.
out and actually help sales because then they almost were ready to buy. And once they realized it was fake, they come search me out, make sure they get the right one. And then they're willing to buy because they feel comfortable that they're getting the right thing. They're getting me. So that's, trust going forward is going to be the most important thing, especially as, you get faceless content and AI and all this stuff. It's like people get excited about the proposition of being able to market without going on camera, but there is no differentiation. There's no secret weapon at that point. It'll just flood the market so fast that the people who are putting their face on camera are going to have an even bigger advantage because they're going to get excited by AI, but they're going to want something real. And that's when we're going to come in and have our backlog of content and just continue to crush it, quite frankly.
Yeah, that just, I want to share something also that is going to be helpful for everybody. I know right now that faceless content is really popular, but then what happens when your account gets shut down? You won't have a way to retrieve that account because you are a faceless account. So you won't be able to identify that you are the owner of that account because your face is not on the profile picture. Your face is not in any single video. So when your account gets suspended, it's not a computer that checks your account for you and gives you the green light. What they actually do, because it just happened to one of my students, is that they look for all the accounts that get suspended by hand. Basically, there's an actual person checking this out. And when they ask for information, they're going to ask for your ID. And if there's not a way that you can check out that you are the owner of that account, they're probably never going to give you that account back. And that's something that just happened to one of my students. For example, if she lost her account and on all her videos, she wears glasses, but her ID, she doesn't have glasses in her ID. That resulted in to her having to do like a long investigation for her to be able to get her account back. So those little details will affect, your success probably. So for those AI or faceless accounts, you have to just be careful because you have to at least brand it somehow that you are an actual person and not just a computer.
Yeah, and not only that, but if you're a faceless account, you're not building any trust. So let's say let's say I lost every single account tomorrow. Knock on wood. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Obviously my income is going to take a hit, but I still have an email list of people who know me, like me, and trust me because I've spent time telling my stories, sharing my information. So, back in 2018 and 2019, I sustained myself for pretty much 2 years just for my email list and making sales for my email list because I had spent the previous 2 years building that up through face content, through me
Hmm.
telling my stories, sharing value, building the know, like, and trust factor. So it is really important because I promise you, sustainability is more important than anything. It'd be cool to go out there and make quick 10 grand, especially if you've never had 10 grand in your bank account. But what happens when you get that quick 10 grand and you put 2,000 on a credit card and you put $5,000 on a new car and then all of a sudden you can't make it back again. Well, then
Yeah.
you rack up the credit card debt again and you lose the car. So it's worse. I'd rather have never made money online and just gone on waiting tables and that's all I know than have made money online and then not be able to do it again.
Yeah. So now that we're going to like the end of the episode, we still have like 20 minutes. But what expectations, what's your prediction that's gonna happen, right now with all these top marketers that we see online?
Yeah, so some of them will be just fine and some of them will not because momentum is a tricky beast. And when you have it, literally, it's like printing money. It's just easy. And when you don't have it, you're reminded that pulling money off the internet from strangers requires quite a bit of skill. Um, Anyone can learn it, especially if you leverage your stories and your personality and your unique viewpoints, no matter what they are. But there is a skill to it. So I think what you will see, and this is based on my own personal experience, is a situation where some of these top affiliates who jump ship, let's say they were making $10,000 a week, and they decide they no longer want to be with their program and they jump ship. And obviously, they have a huge influx in the beginning if they do it right, where it's like, oh, cool. I was making $10,000 a week and I launched this new program or new offer, and now I'm making $20,000 a week. So it seems really good. And they decide, okay, cool, I'm going all in with this thing. But what happens is you lost the momentum and you just bled your inherent audience. You squeezed everything out of them. And then so the following week, you're down to 15,000 as some people come off the fence or get paid or whatever. Then the following week, you're back to 10,000. And then you're back to 7,000 and down to 5,000. And then what can happen, and this is a kind of a cautionary tale for anyone who's seen success and switched offers and seeing their income go down. What can happen is you can start to get a little bit resentful. And it's almost like that entitlement comes in. It's like, what the hell? I'm a marketer who made $10,000 a week. Why aren't people buying my crap? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when that happens, then it comes across in your content and it repels people and it turns people off. And it just makes the situation worse because you kill more momentum. If you see it going down, you have to look back at what worked in the beginning and you have to be willing to do the hard work that it takes to build momentum again. Because building momentum is tricky. It's just like pushing that snowball uphill,
Yeah.
right? The further you push, the closer you get to the top, it gets heavier and you get tired. So you have to do that again. You have to push that snowball up the hill. You have to push hard. And it's going to be frustrating because you're going to think, I don't get it. I was so successful. Why am I not automatically successful? And the truth is, you will be again if you continue to push because you still have to get that snowball to the top of the mountain so you can let it roll down the other side again.
It's almost easier to get results when you're in the growth trajectory, with the momentum, I guess you can say. But yeah, I think that's gonna happen. Like you say, they might get rare results right now. It might go down a little bit, but you already learned the skills. So if a new offer comes up in the future, you can probably change offers and then you'll be fine, right? Because you already learned those skills. Another maybe expectation or how you say, like a prediction, I guess you can say, is maybe some of them will want to start their own thing. You get me? So that's something that might happen as well when they see that income going down. Then maybe they're like, okay, well, I think it's time to change what I do and have more fulfillment, I guess you can say. But at the same time, that is not for everybody. We know a couple people that have created their own program and they don't like it. Like they don't like the pressure of it. They don't like, because it's way more that you have to think about. It's not just you're an affiliate anymore. It's not just you're promoting a course anymore. It's like you have to actually be there for, be the leader, I guess you can say, how you say it too. We're in the leadership type of business, not just, promoting stuff. But yeah, I think that might happen. Some people might want to create their own thing. Some people might just look for a different offer because offers will still come. Offers come and go, and they're always gonna be around. So you just have to do your due diligence, to check out what's good and what's bad.
Yeah, absolutely right. And sometimes that is the natural, logical next step because A, you get more fulfillment out of it. But B, I mean, from the very beginning, any audience you had was buying into you and your recommendations. So a lot of times that is the most natural transition because if you've been an affiliate for a course or you've been selling something like master resale rights, and you're going to have a lot of people who really want to learn from you because you're the one who first intrigued them about this opportunity to begin with. And they're going to want to buy into you and they're going to want to get it straight from you. And you're right. That's the thing is once you learn the skills, you always have the skills. You always know how to do it. It's just hard to be willing to do it, right? Because you do have to take a step back. You have to rebuild that momentum. But that's the beauty of this business. Once again, I know I said it, but I've been doing this in this capacity through content since 2016. Been doing it full time since then. And it's all been the same. Doesn't matter if I was promoting Shopify or Tony Robbins' launch or Legendary Marketer or my own program or Master Resale Rights. It's all the same. It's the same set of skills. So if you let's bring it back to Legendary Marketer. If you bought into Legendary Marketer and you're a little frustrated right now that it doesn't look like you were expecting it to when you bought in, learn the skills. And guess
Yep.
what? You can do whatever you want. And then you just got to be willing to start pushing that snowball up the hill.
Yep. Yep. I mean, I had to like restart accounts from zero. You get me? I even deleted my accounts that they were doing good because I just didn't. I want to start over. Like those things. And it's just like I learned those skills, right? I learned those skills. Now I'm teaching those skills to all my students as well. They're learning from my strategies, and I think it's for me it's a better feeling. I don't think I'll ever just go back to being an affiliate. To be honest, I'll just probably just stay with my program and keep growing it. But I feel like I've been an affiliate marketer is like the easiest thing that you can do in order to at least make your first dollars online.
100%. Because, like you said, there's so many things that you have to worry about when you go shift out and go on your own. There's just so many things you don't have to worry about when you're an affiliate. And it allows you to focus honing your marketing skills. And one of my favorite quotes is you're not in the business you're in the business of marketing the business that you are in. So once you learn marketing, you can literally do whatever you want. You sell cocktail cards like my buddy AJ, who I think I talked about on the last episode, started as an affiliate marketer and then launched his own physical product and did very well. And what you
Dude,
said
I
about
haven't.
starting, what's that?
What was his name? AJ.
AJ Rants. Yeah.
I remember him from back then. I watched his videos and I saw that he went on the news because he created his own product and it was
Yeah.
the making cocktails, right? That's super cool. I haven't thought about him in so long. But
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that one.
Maybe I was talking about it on my coaching call, but yeah, when he was a bartender, I think in the Seattle area or definitely in Washington. And when the pandemic hit, obviously he lost his job. So he turned to Legendary Marketer,
Yep.
learned affiliate marketing. And I think he did okay. I think he did like 40 grand with them or something like that. I don't know specifically. But then he took his bartending skills and he put together this cocktail cards thing. And I'm kind of holding it up to camera. Basically, what it is, it's 100 cards. And this is the welcome one. So that's going to be a terrible one to pull out. But it's 100 cards. And on the front, it has the drink and a little history. And on the back, it has the recipe. It has the steps for making it. And if you scan this little QR code with your phone, let's see if I can do this. It's going to be hard to
What
show
to
this on camera.
his YouTube channel?
Yeah, it goes to a video of him actually making the drink. So I'm going to go ahead and scan this QR code right now. And I'm not an affiliate for this. You can get them on Amazon, but it takes you to a video of him out there making whatever drink that was on the card. So I think it was really cool. But anyways, like you said, he did very well. He was on one of the morning shows or doing his thing. And I think he had an Indiegogo launch that did 100 grand or something like that. And I haven't talked to him in a while, but last time I heard, I know he crossed $250,000 in sales. So really cool.
Man, that's amazing. I mean, that just gives you a perfect example that these skills are transferable. You know, when I first saw this guy, I knew his story. He was a bartender that lost his job from the pandemic. He had to stay home, and then he started promoting Legendary Marketers. So I will even copy some of his videos when I first started because that was in 2020, in late 2020. And then I saw his transition into being a successful affiliate into now becoming the product creator, right? So he created that physical product that Brian just showed. And I remember watching his content. His content was shifting. Now he was in his garage. He was packaging the cards because I remember this clearly because I was a fan of his page. Like I would just watch, I bought into him as a person, I guess you can say. I saw his content. I was a follower. And then he started shifting and he started shipping those cars. He wasn't talking much about affiliate marketing, but yes, about the skills that he learned. And then from there, I saw him on the news, that he was on the news promoting his product and he became successful, but utilizing the marketing that he learned from the education that he bought, which was at that moment Legendary Marketer. I think it's just amazing.
It's amazing. And to take it even a step further, I mentioned I think it was six figures. I think he did at least $90,000 with his Indiegogo launch, which is just like Kickstarter. It's a crowdfunding campaign for products. But who were those people who bought into that launch? It was me, right? It was people just like me who had been following his affiliate marketing journey, who, like you said, Andre, bought into him, liked him. And then he launches this thing. I'm like, yeah, I'll spend $40 to get him and support him. And who knew that, years later, I'd still be telling this story every chance I get because I just absolutely love it and love him. But also, I'm sure while he was doing that transition, while he was showing people packing up the boxes and getting the order and sending them to Amazon, and I'm sure he still made Legendary Marketer sales as a result of that because it was focused on the education. And that brings everything back full circle to where Legendary Marketer is going in the future. It's not a business opportunity. It's marketing education, and they are rebranding themselves and resetting themselves up to represent that idea correctly. Now, their deal is selling information, so I wouldn't go out there expecting to necessarily launch your dream physical products business. While it is all pretty much the same, their goal is to teach people how to sell information through courses, through events, right? Through consulting. That's all it is. It's selling information. That's what we do. Even though we're leaders in our space, we sell information, and it's beautiful because fulfillment cost is practically nothing. That makes business a lot easier. Trust me, for my drop shipping days, product cost sucks because it's a lot of money. And if someone loses a physical product in the mail, or if the mail loses, you're out that money a lot of times. Now, sometimes you can recover it. But if someone doesn't get your deliverable from a digital product or information, usually you can solve that problem instantly. Worst case scenario, it's a refund and you're out nothing except the credit card fees. So pretty cool business.
Exactly. I mean, it's a digital business, think about it like this, right? You're gonna buy for the information. You can spend maybe a couple of $1,000 to start an online business. Then you get your LLC, and then of course, maybe 5 grand to get everything going. If you wanna buy the education, right? But then put it this way, what if you wanted to have a physical business? How much money are you gonna put into a physical business? A lot. Way more than what it takes you to start learning an online business and then keep it going and make it profitable. You get me? So it's like gotta think about it like that. It's so
Yeah.
much easier and cheaper to start a digital business.
Years and years and years ago, I managed a restaurant, and I'll never forget. They had to get a sign for the front of their building, and the sign alone was like $28,000 just for the sign on the front door or above the windows. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That doesn't count the $900,000 they invested to open the restaurant. That
Yep.
doesn't count the $28,000 worth of inventory they needed to have in their coolers and their shelves before day one even started.
The
It
liquor
doesn't
license.
The liquor license, the glassware, right? That probably doesn't even include the wine, which is another $20,000 worth of inventory. Not to mention the hiring people and training them before you've ever made a sale is another $20,000, if not more, right? The gas bills, the
Yeah,
electric bills, all those things that have to come
exactly.
into place before you even make your first sale. Then when you're selling something, you're lucky if your total cost of food and labor, if you're lucky if you're under 35%.
Yep.
Oftentimes it creeps up to 60 or 70 or 80. A restaurant, if they make a dime on every dollar, it's an amazing business. They're doing great. Selling
It's crazy.
information, especially as an affiliate, you can make 99 cents on every dollar. It's insane. And you can start it for 2, 3, 4, 5 grand.
Exactly.
Why
Exactly.
do people sleep on this?
But it's because they're not educated. They don't realize what it is. I did a video today. It was something saying we are at times where our kids make more money, like or at least young adults make more money than their parents, all because they went through a digital route, right? So then my call to action was like, send me ready or follow me if you wanna not live under a rock anymore. You get me? It's because that mentality, that old school mentality, they don't want to learn something new, especially in the computer, because they don't really understand it. But that's exactly true. People that are born now, they have better opportunities than what we had or what you had as well, just because the online world is just making more millionaires every single year now.
Yeah, my generation. So I'm the tail end of Generation X, right? So I'm 40, what am I, 44 years old, born in 1980. So my generation was going to be the first generation actually that didn't do better than their parents, right? We were slated to do worse. In America, at least, it had been about progress, right? You had people come over, started very poor, sent their kids to school, or at least got them a job. Then my parents, who were born in the 50s, went and did better than their parents. We were on track to do worse than our parents. And I know a lot of my friends who I went to college with, they're still doing fine, but they're doing worse than their parents. I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, at 30 something years old, I decided to make the shift because I was on track to do worse than my parents probably. And luckily, because I took advantage of this new opportunity, I won't fall into that category of a Generation Xer who's doing worse than his parents. Quite the opposite, as a matter of fact. And you know, I know they're happy that I figured it out, and that's the opportunity.
Exactly. Exactly. You had an open mind, about learning something new, especially online. I mean, I remember in Peru, when I first saw computer, it was awesome, right? But I was that young and excited that I liked being in the computer at some point. But I can, for other people, they're probably like, I don't want to do it, right? But then we get some other people that they're like, okay, yeah, show me this, this is cool. This is a brand new thing. Let's move with the evolution of life and not get stuck in your era, I guess you can say.
100%. I mean, if you're 60 years old, God willing, you have another 15, 20, 30 years left on this earth, right? How do you want those 15, 20, 30 years to look, right? Why not? I mean, when
Yeah.
if you're 60 years old when you were born, you know, the phones were still on the wall and you probably had a rotary dial 'em. But you learn how to use a cell phone. You learn how to use the internet. You know what I mean? You can do it. If you're
Hmm.
30, you can do it. If you're 40, you can do it. Just don't fight it.
Yeah.
The internet's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's not a fad. I'm pretty certain that it's going to be part of our life going forward. So if you bought a microwave when they came out, you may as well accept the internet as well. And if you've accepted the internet already, maybe learn how to use it to pull money from it. Because that's the real opportunity. I think it used to be your options were limited by where you lived. If you lived in a bad area or a lower class area, you didn't have the access to information that would say, "Hey, why not just move?" Or I you got to get a job. Sorry. Well, here's your options. You go work here, 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 this factory, or this store. Literally, no matter where you are, if you have an internet connection, you could do whatever you want. And that's why I think so many people talk about how hard it is to date these days. Luckily, I haven't been a part of that for a lot of years, 18, I think, because there's so many options now.
Mm.
When I met my wife, it was basically a pick of the girls in my town. Now I picked the best one. But now, because of the internet dating apps, you can literally meet anybody in the world. There's too many options. That's why dating's so hard now. You're too picky.
Yeah.
But the other side of that is if you can date anyone in the world, you can do any business in the world no matter where you're at. I don't know if that made sense, but that's where we're at these days.
It's a good example. I mean, once you give people too many options, they get confused and they don't want to go for it, you know?
That's right.
But
And
if she was the only girl in town, you have no other options, so you have to go for it.
and that's what you should do when you're looking to start a business because we talked about earlier on the show. And this is going to be my last thought. I know we've kept everyone here for a little over an hour, but I appreciate it if you're still here. We talked about market fragmentation, offer fragmentation. The noise is increasing, right? It's no longer 2021 where, hey, if you want to make money online, legendary marketers the thing. It's you can do this. Guess what? They all work. That's why you see this creator come and say, I made X amount of money with this. And this creator say, I made X amount of money with this. And guess what? They're not lying. Some cases they might be, but in most cases they're telling the truth. It's because everything works. So what you have to do is choose one and get to work.
Yep, exactly. I mean, you can buy the $7 product, the $497 product, the $2,000 product, the $6,000 coaching, the $25,000 coaching, and they all work as long as you get off your ass and do the work.
That's all I
That's
got.
it. That's it, guys. Thank you guys for coming back on another episode of the Bob Marketing Podcast. We'll see you next week. Peace out.